Hello, my name's Ilion, and for my scholarship, I want to talk about the future of electric cars, electricity motors, and the use of renewable energy for us to promote ourselves into the future and move away from fossil fuels. And for that, I'm going to be talking about the way an electric car works. For my what I'm going to use as an example is this electric skateboard. So the first part of what I want to talk about is arguably the most important part of an electric car, and that's the batteries. So, most electric cars use lithium ion batteries, and this is a recreational lithium ion battery. It holds 12 volts, 3000 milliamps, and a discharge rate of 40 cc. These will not usually be found in an electric car, but the way they work is very similar. Each battery has 3 cells, 4 cells, 5 cells. Like, it just depends on the battery, and each cell carries around 3 volts. Now, it would take 12 of these batteries to power something like this electric skateboard. But the way that this would relate to a car is obviously that, like, they also use almost identical type of lithium-ion batteries, all have the same premise of different cells, and each would work truly the same. Now, what's also equally important is the ECU, or the central engine control unit, and that's these right here. So, at the moment, they basically look like a small computer. This is what they look like. They are a small metal box, or depending on really what it is, in any car, including ones by fossil fuels, ones by electric cars. All engines need them, and what it does is it takes an electrical current from batteries, from really anything, and it transmits that to something usable. So an example here is that when I have my remote control and I apply a throttle, this would receive that input of a throttle. It would take, say I give 50% throttle. It would take, okay, I need to provide 50% power from what I have available right now. So say I have 12 batteries, that's a little over 50 volts, and it will take somewhere around 25 volts to the motor. From the motor, it would then apply going forward, obviously. So, and when I let go, it would cut the power to the motor, and so on. And when using these can also control things like traction control, speed regulation, like protecting the motor. And this is a very simple thing compared to the electric car. So with the electric car, obviously, they also have these types of things. So when you give gas, when you turn on the air conditioning, when you use any type of component of the car, you're basically using this, which is an ECU. And you move on to the motor, which is this right here. So the motor, honestly, this is a alternating current motor, and this is actually very similar to what is used in Teslas. Obviously, the motors there are much bigger and much more advanced with much more coils and spindles, but the general concept is the same of the way the motor works. You apply electrical current, it spins around a metal rod, which generates a magnetic current, which would cause these. Now, why this is important and why electric engines and electric cars are important to the world is really quite obvious, and it's that we need to transition as a society away from the use of non-renewable fuels, of non-fuel cars, elements that damage our environment and our world, that cause global warming. And it's really important that by us transitioning to electric cars, we're reducing fossil fuels. We are going to be changing the way our temperature in the world, so it's not rising anymore, and actually we can begin impacting that so it goes lower. And now, how I can personally impact this topic, I feel that I could help create better engines. I have always been interested in working with electric powered vehicles. I've actually made this skateboard on my own, and I researched the way, obviously, all the topics I talked about worked. I put it together, and I feel that I want to work in a way to help improve and promote the use of electric vehicles so that we can expand.